Um, I want to go over this here again. I mentioned yesterday that usually as you know, as we're aware that I don't engage Mondays, and Monday's not a day we generally want to engage, but there are those situations where Monday is tradable, and I've obviously touched on that in my text channel here and given some ideas of that. You're North Korea. No, man. I'm in the United Arab Emirates. But wait. Okay. So, continuing with the idea of what I was outlining in my channel, I wanted initially this run above. I'm not saying this isn't gonna happen. I've still got some hope in this, right? But right now this is the framework that I'm looking at. I see that we've opened the week. We're trading off of this prior protected high here that we formed on Friday, right? We swept out high on Friday. Took out this high, had a change in state of delivery. So this right here is what's supporting price lower. I'm using this logic to trade or treat Friday as a consolidation into continuation off of Thursday's reversal, right? Where Thursday took out highs and then reversed, Friday accumulated, and Monday I'm expecting a continuation. Now, right here, we've got this invalidation level, which is the midpoint of this hourly up close candle. So I'm referencing this as a level that I would allow for price to sort of trade higher in this manner. Oops. But if it were to get to our invalidation and be strong, let alone reach into it, for me that would be a consideration to write off the logic of a downside move, wait out Monday and just look to trade Tuesday or the following days based on how those cultivate. But for the time being, what I'm seeing is that we've got the initial reversal, we've got Friday continuing the trend, we've got a 4-hour bearish order block, which the opening price is right there. So that's been created last week and respected so far. And now we've got Asia making hive day as such. Asia. This is the deviation we have from the opening price. And now most people are probably asking, okay, but London made a failure swing. So wouldn't we be looking at a New York reversal? Generally speaking, yeah. So generally speaking, if London makes a failure swing, then we're always eyeing for the upside on a New York reversal. The reason why I'm not looking for that personally is because it would counter my higher time frame idea of this being a downtrend. And so trading against that just on a daily range basis is something I would maybe do if we traded into a like certain key level right here on Monday. But seeing that the next most significant draw is these equal lows or relatively equal lows, and then this level right here, I don't see us trading all the way down there and then reversing up into Asia. That's not something that I'm going to want to trade or be too concerned with. So the way I'm viewing this framework is as a Asia reversal, London delayed protraction, meaning if I mark out the 2 a.m. opening price right there, right after 2 a.m. opening, London goes into a protractionary stage where it expands into the upside, creates a high, and then similar to the London reversal profile, where we'll see this sort of thing happen, where London makes the high, and then we've got a protected swing to play with right around here. The delayed protraction profile would really see us make a failure swing and then go into an expansion phase into New York. And that idea so far is being upheld by the continuation below these up close candles that we formed during London, right? So London traded higher, down below this candle's opening price, closed below, and now so far we're respecting it. So 830 so far has been trading higher. I'd still ideally want to see some form of a sweep, right? If it's going to be this London high, I'd want to see an SMT there. Sorry. And then from there on out, I'd be comfortable to look for a short, putting on a Monday position, looking for the equal lows here, and ultimately this level of sell side as my draw on liquidity. If you want to see where this logic is framed from, go to core content month 8. Within the first 3, I think it's episode 4 actually, you'll learn about these intraday profiles. And so that's sort of the logic I'm framing. An alternative thing for the people who are looking at the upside, which I'm not, but I'm saying if you are bullish, what you want to see here is something like 930 immediately down, and then we trade up like this. So that would also be valid in terms of an intraday logic. But once again, I'm not a big fan of this idea because we're not trading off of a key level here at the lows, right? I'm not just going to be picking random sell side levels and considering them as a logical level of reversal because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 failure swings here that are key. And so trying to pick the bottom here wouldn't be too logical for me. And with that being said, I think that suffices the daily bias and expectations. If it's not really clean, like if we don't get everything the exact way I want, sort of like the 930 up to sweep or a manipulation, some SMT on highs, and then a change in state of delivery, and I see really price is aggressive on the downside, then I'm obviously going to be just letting Monday go and using the logic into Tuesday slash Wednesday because there's no real point to force anything on Monday when we're this early in the week, with as little information as we have, if it's not really perfect, you know. As the week goes, you can get a bit more sloppy because you're working with more information of prior days and whatnot. But on a Monday, I'm not too fond of doing that. With that being said, see what the humans have to say. Are you AM trades? No, I'm not. I certainly am not. Try some lemon tea or honey for that cough. Might help with a relief. Yeah, I think I'll make one after I'm done here. I don't know why I can't get healthy, man. It's been like, I think it's been a week now. It's just annoying. Lunch day. Why consider Friday's consolidation? Are there specific rules to determine daily consolidation? I think there are some rules, I guess you could say. There's some ways to frame it, but the reason why I'm considering Friday as a consolidation is because we closed within previous day's range. So Friday was an inside day, right? It did sweep out Thursday's low, but it closed inside and we failed to expand to either direction of the marketplace, right? Like this is a very indecisive market. I think you can see it in my markups here. You see this, how we're sweeping out, we sweep out a low, then we sweep out a high, then we sweep out another high, then we sweep out another low, and then it aggressively comes back in, then it sweeps out Thursday low, comes back in, and so this to me is not an expansion phase, neither a retracement. So I'm considering Friday to have been sort of an, just like a pause after this Thursday, and then I'm expecting the continuation off of Thursday's initial move into today, potentially later. 50% of the PD. Yeah, this is 50% of the 50% of this up close candle. That's my invalidation level. What did you say was your higher time frame down liquidity lower? Right now I'm looking for, if I'm looking to frame the short side, I obviously my eyes go to these lows because they're very smooth, right? These are relatively equal, and ultimately this level of sell side because this is sort of all these failure swings that originated on the way up here. That's what I'm watching for. Your voice is a bit low, sir. I'm sorry. I'm keeping it a bit quiet. Ay, ay, ay. What's your analysis on YM? You're using iMac or MacBook? I'm using a MacBook. I'm not gonna look at YM. I'm sorry. Wait, just look quick. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. No, 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 no. No, thank you. Not interested. There's SMT with Nasdaq ES on the midnight to 3 candle. Could that confirm the London high is protected high? Let's have a look. 1 second. 15. Like this. And slow this bad boy up. Ah, I see. This here, huh? So ES is weaker relatively. I guess, yeah. Yeah, definitely, actually. Wow. So that's further confluence to the Asia. No, that's the wrong high that I'm referencing. This is the high. This here? Yeah. No, but that took it. Which SMT are you referencing exactly? Mr. Anathema? Could you say we are kind in a consolidation? So we can't reverse from this phase. Most likely scenario is accumulation, manipulation, distribution with manipulation to the upside and then distribution to the sell side below. So obviously, if you want to leave a consolidation, as you just mentioned, you need to have that AMD. But this consolidation can always expand in the existing direction. So the expansion is here, the consolidation is here, and then it may re-expand lower. If it wanted to reverse, it would have to expand lower to go higher. So it's not necessary to see an AMD setup whereby we consolidate here and then we trade up and then down. That's not necessary. But I kind of want to see that just for the framework of creating a protected high within the intraday that I can trade off of into New York. That's sort of going to be needed for me. 50% of the previous day's range. I mean, I could mark 50% of previous day's range, but what's up here? This year, Asia taps it perfectly to the tick. We're close. Interesting. Wahaha. How would you frame short entry on lower time frame? I'd find an order block and I'd sell short. That's it. Can you post a screenshot on your channel? Screenshot of what? The review? Yeah, I'll post I'll do the following because I'm gonna keep these a bit shorter. I'll post all of this here and my explanation again after I've spoke about it on stream. Just gonna be in less detail, obviously. Yeah, so I'll put that up for you. Do you trade gold? No. CL be looking good downside today if it's not forming reverse now. Will you watch it today? I think CL already set up the move in what was it, London? The downside move? Yeah. No, I'm not interested in CL. I'm good. I don't want to trade this. I'll wait for more opening days to trade. Yeah, I'm good. We'll see. But CL, I'm still looking at the downside here. Beautiful last week, by the way. This was amazing. If anyone capitalized on that, these lows are very suspicious. So, I mean, if you get a nice close here today, maybe look for not this. Wait, wrong tool. Let's use this. Maybe look for something like that. Like such. I guess that would be something I look at tomorrow, but not today. MNQ. We just had a new hourly open. Alrighty. Do you trade Forex? No, I don't. There's a better 4 hour SMT with OIM. Yeah, on the highs, I think. I'm not too focused on YM. How can you define which pair is weaker or stronger on NQNES? So usually you can just look for SMTs is one way, because you'll see which one is more likely to make a higher high or higher low. But if you also just look at the two against each other, kind of like this, like you just look literally visually, you'll see differences in the swings. Like for instance here, ES makes a high and then makes a swing. And I want to just like look at the difference between this low and this low on ES. And now if I go to NASDAQ, you see how NASDAQ takes out this low. It digs much deeper. Those are the kind of little things that you'll see. And then you can also do relative strength analysis where you put NASDAQ against ES and you compare them. That'll tell you which one's stronger. Mr. Pluffy says daily range isn't looking too good. I don't think Pluffy's in the call. He's probably missing out. Why do you always avoid the Dow Jones? Because it's hideous. It's a hideous asset and it's not something I want to trade. When it's nice, and then when I want to trade it, it's hideous. I just have no interest in this thing whatsoever. I mean, the indices as a whole are just really bad right now, but this thing is just next level off the charts. I'll trade YM if I ever close to dying or something, but until then I'm good. No, thank you. How come sometimes you use failure swings as targets, sometimes to confirm reversals? So that's the thing that is lining up with weekly expectations. Like for instance, okay. Oops, wrong one. Let's say on 4 hour. Like right here, there's a lot of failure swings, and so I'm not looking to frame a reversal off of any of these. I consider these to be draws on liquidity after our bearish structure was confirmed here on this 4-hour order block. Let's go find another week though. Like let's say this week here, we had this kilo, let's say. On ES, we swept it out, so I'll just draw this line. Something like this, whereby we create an SMT here. These are failure swings, but this creates our protected low, which then frames a upside reversal, because after this is framed, we get a strong close above, and then we can trade the upside. So there's different situations where you use the logic. You see the same thing right here, right? You get this here's a failure swing, but we sweep it out, and then we close strong below this up close candle. So now I'm looking to trade this to the downside, anticipating that this high is indeed protected and will not be traded back to. That's where I'm using that in terms of a reversal. But I won't just be taking any failure swing or any swing high or low and using that to frame something. It's something you'll learn with time, but also you'll learn with experience, which ones to take and which ones to trust and whatnot, those sort of things. So for instance, on Friday, we outlined the bearish bias on Friday, which delivered quite nicely, just a bit choppy on the downside. Mentioned that this failure swing would be a measure of manipulation to then create a protected high in order to trade into the downside. It's just one of those sort of things, you know? What are the daily profiles you look for? Also, is your model the next day model? Sorry, first time I'm in your stream. Happy you're here. I look for the New York reversal and the buy day, mainly. The only other daily profile I'll trade is the seek and destroy rally on news release. So when the market is consolidating and then it purges out one side of the range on a news driver at 8:30 and expands the opposite direction, that's the only other profile I'll trade. It's really those three that I'm focused on. But in my opinion, the best profile and easiest to trade is going to be the New York reversal. London reversal is great for large ranges, but it's a bit trickier to get on side within my experience. Is it better for SMT with YM? Yeah, but I'm not too focused on the YM. SMT, MNQ. This is that's weird. Yeah, so you have to watch out with the micro contracts because that SMT is not there on the NQ and ES contracts. It's very close, but it's not there. You see how we take out this high here on ES? I'd be aware of that. ES can play some dirty tricks on you. The micro contracts can play some dirty tricks on you. My bad. Yes. ES didn't do anything. Kiko ignored my question. I will leave the live stream. What was your question? What is invalidation level? Invalidation level, I mentioned, I already answered that question. Invalidation level is 50% of these up close candles. Generally, you'd want to look at this now to be respected, but I'm not going to be taking this low as an invalidation, this up close candle as invalidation, because I actually do want to see a sweep above to go short. So I'm letting this one slide, and I'll be really more focused on this. What's your average positions on Mondays? No positions. I usually don't trade Mondays. What about DXY? I'm not focused on DXY or Forex either. It's in a disgusting range, and those markets are not something I want to speculate. You want to see 930 up, like a sort of manipulation? Yeah, preferably. I don't need it to go up expansively. I literally, as long as it's maybe 2-3 minutes of upside to sweep out a short-term high, would do it for me because that helps me frame some intraday structure to the downside. If it keeps expanding through, then there's nothing there for me, and I can just comfortably put on some shorts and head out to the mall and eat some burgers or some bullshit. But I want to see like maybe this high looks pretty decent right there. That London high is really what I'm focused on. If we could get a if we could get a sweep above this with SMT, and then I could be interested in trading the continuation off of that into the downside. That's pretty much it. I'm new to trading, Kiko. Struggle with drawn liquidity. Why do you frame it easily, or what should I focus on to find it? Focus on daily highs and lows, weekly highs and lows, session highs and lows. Those are the only three you're going to need. And then by at some point, right? Just with experience and watching charts, you'll start to notice when certain levels stick out to the eye. Like there's certain highs and lows, it's like a, how would you say? It's like you've got a corn in your eye and it's just bugging you out. You know that there's something up with it and you know to target it. That's something you'll learn with time as well. Rest in peace to all those who tried straight EU and GU today. Yeah, I've seen some guys get slaughtered. Where's EU? Is it heading higher already? Yeah. Such a shit show. I mean, this is really bad. We complain about indices, but man, is this horrible. That is just disgusting. No, thank you, man. Daily range isn't looking too good. I'm okay with it so far. I explained why earlier, but try and post that in my channel so that I can clearly outline it because it wasn't not everyone caught that. Thank you, Mr. TWX. Len requested to speak. I'm sorry, but no stage today. Oh, you are dying. Maybe. Who knows? I've always been curious how to respond to those SMT between micro and mini. I trade micro but miss some sweeps because of this. Yeah, I watch the Nasdaq always. Like, okay, I could send a picture real quick. If you check indices chat, I'll send a picture right now. This is what it looks like when I'm sitting at my office. The only thing I'm doing on the micro contract is executing, which means put on the trade. So this is usually open, but everything else I'm watching on the charts behind my screen. What is session protraction? Protraction phase is just when the market expands into a direction. Like for instance, this move here, where the market is in protraction stage, is where it's stretching out and making itself to the upside here. And this is what I was outlining earlier with the delayed protraction idea, is that London kickstarts it a bit later and fails to take out the Asian high. Where can I find your video lessons you mentioned? I don't have any. SMT mandatory? No, not necessarily. But for the most part, I do have some form of an SMT before I take a trade. What kind of indicators do you use? Why did I just get a... I don't use any. This one is... okay, I use this one. This is Flux's indicator. This is for the daily opening times and the for when I do markups and stuff. Wait, let me see if I can get this thing big. There we go. So it shows me the weekly candle, it shows me the daily splittings, the weekly open, and all the other opening prices, monthly open, things that I need. That's one indicator that I use. I just like to keep it off while I'm in here so that I don't crowd the chart to distract from what I'm trying to show. As a scalper who's in and out within 5 minutes on average, which I also avoid Mondays, you can do very well for yourself on Mondays if you're that kind of trader. But I like to avoid Mondays as a rule of thumb because they're very hard to predict, right? Like I don't predict Mondays for that reason. Today's like a bit of an exception where I think it's a bit more clear, but mostly Monday can do anything. It can be extremely two-sided, right? It'll rip to the upside and then rip to the downside and then close in the middle. So if you're a scalper, you can capitalize on that. But if you're looking for larger ranges, if you're trading a higher time frame, by the time you get filled, the sentiment's already shifted and it's just going to come back against you. So that's why I generally like to avoid it. Miss the highs that you'd said you'd like to see a run, preferably these with an SMT. Like right now, ES is much weaker, so we'll see what that brings us. Do you take this as a continuation day? Aren't we setting up 1 second? I don't use OT, no. Aren't we setting up open, high, low, high, close? Why would you want to do this high instead of do this lower than higher? Because I'm not looking to the upside. I'm trading, I'm looking down. I'm bearish with the logic of Thursday reversing into a consolidation, which should then lead to a new phase of expansion. So my bias is not up at all. And I could frame the same for open, high, low, close. So I'm not going to be strictly trading the opposite way of where we initially open. I need the daily range to align and I need the higher time frame to align before I put on a trade. And right now the higher time frame wants me or the way I perceive it is to trade short. Once the daily agrees, I'll trade it short. If the daily disagrees, then I'll skip the day. Then I'll come back tomorrow. Do you take this as a continuation day? Thursday key level. In that case, are you aggressive with your entry or wait for more confirmation? So yeah, today 15-minute would be cool, change in state, but I'll take a 5. That works. Because I'm not trading the reversal. This is the reversal, right? This is where the market reversed. Let me see if this lines up with anything. Wait. What the hell? Oh, wrong way. Okay, where are you? That's pretty interesting. So I'm treating Thursday as a reversal, and I'm looking for Monday to be continuation. Yeah, I can be more aggressive in that sense. Do you trade fractal model? No, sorry. Sorry, but I use aspects of it in my own analysis. Oh my god. Would you not like to see the Asia high swept? If I see Asia high swept, then I think I'm not going to be interested in trading short. It's going to be too much of a deviation into the upside. At that point, I'm just going to call it a day and say, you know what? It is what it is. We'll let Monday pass by, and we'll focus on trading Tuesday, Wednesday, and then ultimately Friday. What about Wix highs, lows, and C? Never say a video by TJ on that. Any coming in future? Kindly create one. I don't do videos, but I'll ask T. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll ask him about it if he can make one. He might even have it planned already, so we'll see. Trade the London session. Any tips from would be great. It's 2 more minutes until I have to get out of here, but I can answer that tomorrow, or I can answer that in chat later. If you just shoot me a message in indices chat, I'll get to that. Since ES is weaker than NQ, would you prefer to take a trade on ES? Yes, but that comes down to literally who's gonna sweep out the high off open. I've got some beef with ES, so I might still take NQ if it sweeps at a high. But we'll just see now how it looks like once we open at 9:30. Just keep this on my chart as a reference. And then I'll pick whether I'm trading ES or NQ just before that. Kiko, why did you use the high and low of the doji with long wicks as a basis for marking out the consolidation on EU? Because, 1 second, because this candle is extremely two-sided, and that's the range that we've been in ultimately, right? Like you see how this candle trades all the way up and it trades down and then it closes inside. This is what we failed to close outside of, right? I could obviously take each new high and mark that as the range, but what I'm really noticing here is that not a single candle manages to close outside of this range, you know? So I'm getting this as my little box, you know, and it's just putting in deviations, coming back and shopping around. And I don't know if you guys have been formulating bias on EU, chapeau, man, because you're a different breed if you can if you can navigate this thing. Okay, I guess here, sweep, short. This is unexpected. This here is unexpected. This is on, yeah, okay, so there's one sort of decent day I can see in there. There are actually 2. No, not even 1, yeah. Let's go back to here. This cold is killing me. Oh, is Kiko bullish or bearish? Ah. Okay, cool. Why is trading view dart different from the MetaTrader chart and NQ? There's differences between the programs you use. Cool, guys. I'm gonna call it there. 5:16. I'm gonna go and make my journal, and then I'll obviously do a quick sum up of everything I just outlined, put it in my channel, and then I'll wish you guys the best of luck today, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good one, and peace out. Bye bye.